Welcome to Finsiders TV. Barry Buttel alongside John Congemi. The team working out today, this Thursday, before Sunday's matchup in Orchard Park, New York, against the Buffalo Bills. One move today, terminating the contract of Jake Grove, and Joe Berger getting the start.
Yeah, Joe Berger wins this battle through preseason, and I thought it was a little bit of a surprise that Jake Grove being let go, kind of a guy you rely on coming into the preseason, signs a big contract coming into the year, and it's one of those situations where I think money had a little bit to do with it, but I think flexibility had a lot to do with it. I think Corey Proctor coming back gives the Dolphins a center and a guard, so I think all in all, Tony Sparano is very happy the way it worked out. They saved some money, but they get a little bit more flexibility in that position.
And John, it reiterates that it doesn't matter about draft status, doesn't mean anything about salary. If you can outplay the guy next to you, you're going to start.
Well, I think ultimately it does come down to that. I think there were some other things that benefit the move and benefit the position, but it all comes down to a competition, and that's what it was. He had a whole training camp, he had a couple preseason games. I think it came down to injury as well. I think Jake was a little bit nicked up going through the second and third games, sits out the fourth game, and let other people win the battle.
Another guy that's nicked up is Channing Crowder. He missed practice again with a groin injury.
That's a concern if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, if you're a coach of the team, and if you're playing on defense. That's a concern because he's a big part of that defense. You wanted to see Channing line up, on the inside with Dansby, see what that tandem would look like Sunday at Buffalo. You might see Tim Dobbins now in that starting role. So I'm not going to rule out Channing. It'll probably be a game-time decision, but you would like to see him practice a little bit and get some reps before he goes to Buffalo.
The outside backers are going to have to be in containment. They're going to have to hold the edge. That's what we're hearing about from this locker room and from the head coach because of C.J. Spiller.
I think anytime you play a back that's elusive, as C.J. Spiller is, in the kick game, in the running back position, I think you have to hold your edge, and that's job of those defensive ends, those outside linebackers. And I think with the youthfulness, with Misi on one side and Cameron Wake on the other, I think you're going to have to get a lot of hats around C.J. Spiller, gang tackle, pursuit. I think Mike Nolan's going to really have to dial up some different things on the edge to make the game work in the running game, guess a little bit who's blocking who, trying to get a lot of people around the football.
Coach said today the key is that they have to win the turnover battle.
Well, you always want to look to turnovers and penalties, those types of things, especially in a game-time situation on the road, first game coming out of the blocks. You want to win turnovers. You want to win the penalty battle. So I think turnover is very important for a youthful team, especially on defense, and the way the ball went over the Dolphins' head in the secondary last year. You want to keep everything in front of you, try to turn the football over, shorten that field for Chad Henne in this offense.
That'll do it for today. For John Congemi, I'm Barry Buttel. Thanks so much for tuning in to Finsiders TV.